Alright, so the other day I was looking back over the footage from Courtside Report 2, just looking back at all the animations and stuff from the clips. And when I got back to the bottom of Courtside Report 2, I then realized that I missed out on something that Mike Wayne put at the bottom. And just like I had predicted in Courtside Report 2, Mike Wayne said that in Courtside Report 3 coming up, they'll be talking about builds, takeover, AI, and badges. And the most important things I took from that information was the builds itself as well as the takeover. So today in this video, we're going to be talking about all the builds you can't make in 2K21 and all the builds they should put in 2K21 next gen coming up soon in the future. Assuming that Courtside Report's not going to come out till Wednesday, what I should do is put out a video on builds and takeover and all that stuff today. And then tomorrow I'm going to talk about, the AI stuff that they talked about and talk about what they're possibly putting in Courtside Report 3. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. Now, before I get into all these builds, I'm going to say off rip. I know one of the main reasons why 2K didn't put, all these builds in current gen is because of the fact that with the gameplay mechanics they had with current gen and the technology they were working with, they had no way to implement these builds into the game and make the game balanced still, because that's the primary reason why all these builds I'm about to list weren't in current gen, balance. But now with these new gameplay mechanics that they're implementing, like foot planting, better 3-point recognition, and then reducing blow-bys with like player speeds and size and all that, then they should make the game be able to be more balanced now. On top of that, the gameplay mechanics is going to be better as a whole because they're going to be using a whole new engine, I believe, called the Impact engine. So now that I've got that out the way, let's go ahead and get into the first build. Now, I believe that this build right here was already in 2K15 kind of back in the day, called the demigod build, or the demigod glitch thing. And that's why they implemented archetypes in the first place, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's no way for these builds to be overpowered now from what we learned from the Courtside Reports, because you would think that with a Kevin Durant build, you could either just shoot over your defender or just drive in the lane and just dunk on all your defenders as well. But the thing is, the body up system that's now implemented into the game makes that somewhat impossible to do both things. So now, don't quote me on this because I don't watch Kevin Durant that much, but from what I've seen from Kevin Durant in the real NBA, what does he mainly do? Well, that's a bad question. He does everything. Well, everything except playmaker lie. But my point, Kevin Durant can't really get in the lane like he wants to because of the body up system. So as a result, Kevin Durant will be forced to mainly like shot create if they get him right, because I'm thinking that Kevin Durant would not be that strong on the drive because his drive-in strength would be like somewhat low because he's not that strong of a guy. Like, for example, a guy that's Kevin Durant's size and build, that's stronger than him is like Giannis. So he don't have Giannis' strength, so that's why the body up system will come into play. And probably the off ball as well, because Kevin Durant is not that strong. As a result, it's going to be harder for him to get open. And I'm going to say it again. The reason why they don't have Kevin Durant's build on current gen is because with these current gen gameplay mechanics, if they had Kevin Durant's build in the game, then the Kevin Durant build would be overpowered. But of course, with the next gen gameplay mechanics, the Kevin Durant build won't be overpowered because he don't have the strength of Giannis out of the Kumbo, who's the same size as him, to be able to create his own shot and then choose to drive if he wants to as well. He's mainly going to have to shot create like he does in real life. But that's it for the first build. So now let's go to build number 2. Now again, I understood why the first build I listed wasn't in the game for, current gen. And for this build, I understand it'll be hard to get right because of the fact that Kawhi Leonard doesn't have any noticeable weaknesses. At least I can't think of any, you know what I'm saying? So, well, then again, his only weakness is his loyalty. I'm playing. But 2K is supposed to be the smart company, so they should be able to think of something like, for example, Kawhi Leonard is not the most outspoken person. So like in 2K21 next gen, if they have badges like, for example, Alpha Dog or Floor General or something like that, then Kawhi shouldn't be able to equip it. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to balance them out. 2K is a smart company, or they're supposed to be a smart company or whatever. Let me stop. But for real, 2K should be able to balance them out in some way, shape, or form because, the next gen gameplay mechanics. And we already know that this is next gen, so they should be able to, implement more badges and all that stuff, or different badges or whatever. So I don't see why they wouldn't be able to balance them out. I usually don't like to get into stats because I ain't a nerd, but Kawhi Leonard's 3-point shooting stats for 2020 was like .378, so they can make him not that good of a shooter from 3, you know what I'm saying, to balance him out, because that ain't that high, but it ain't that low either. It's kind of mid, so like they can just max out his 3 at like a 78 or like a 77 or 79 or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Assuming that the 3-point shooting consistency is not the same as what it was in current gen for like 75. I believe in current gen the 3-point shooting consistency rating was like 75 or higher, so I don't know. In next gen, they can make Kawhi Leonard's, or Kawhi Leonard builds 3-point shot max like a 74 or something. If the 75 is, how it was in current gen for next gen. So anyway, that's it for build number 2. So now let's go to build number 3. Now at this point, we all know that everybody and their mama that's played 2K20 or 2K21 has tried to make LeBron James build. I mean, you can see why, because he's so popular. He's LeBron James. And we all know that in 2K21 for current gen, if you try to make a LeBron James build at 6'8", your player's gonna be super slow. I think the max speed is like a 77, I want to say. And on top of that, for small forward, I believe the speed's even slower. So you cannot make a LeBron James build at all in current gen. But for next gen, they can just get it right and, give him the speed that he actually has, because his speed in next gen, I believe, should be like, I want to say like a 91, no higher than a 92. In his athletic prime, I would say like a 97, but he's a lot slower now. And similar to what I said about Kawhi, just give LeBron a low 3-point rating and make his clutch attributes kind of low, because he ain't that clutch in my opinion. Still a great player, but not that clutch, but that's just my opinion. I know some of y'all LeBron fans like, what? LeBron ain't clutch? What? Hey, I'm trying to balance the game out, man. Come on, give me something. Now, y'all had to see this build coming right here, which is the Shaq build. Now, again, just like for all the other builds, I understood why this build wasn't in current gen. But for next gen, this build should be in the game because of the fact that they're implementing something called PS5 trigger effect, which means that to implement this system into the game, that means that they had to revamp the stamina system. And I know what y'all thinking. Well, what about Xbox? Well, like I said, they're revamping the stamina. Because for them to even implement this into the game with, the whole PS5 trigger effect thing, then that means they had to change the stamina system, because they wouldn't be able to do this on current gen. And also, stamina was always Shaq's weakest attribute along with his free throws. But then again, Shaq will say that he shot 50% from the free throw, but I mean, that was his weakest attribute. My point is that they can reduce the stamina significantly for Shaq builds, because that way, that'll balance him out, because you'll get tired real fast when you're using the Shaq build to balance out how dominant he is. In current gen 2K21, you cannot make a player over 7'2" or 7'3", I believe. Either way, it don't matter, because Taco Fall is like, what, 7'6"? So yeah, you can't make Taco Fall in 2K21 current gen, and hopefully you can make him in next gen, because of the fact that he's not going to be overpowered, because anybody that knows about Taco Fall knows that he's not that great of an interior scorer. On top of that, because of the new impact engine, you won't be able to just spam points in the paint with Taco Falls. And either way, he's not that good of a scorer in the paint anyway. So that's why I feel like Taco Falls build should be put into the game, because like I said, it wouldn't be overpowered. You can't really, cheese in the paint with it, because he's not that skilled, and I feel like it'll be balanced. Alright, that's my list of all the 5 player builds that I feel like should be in 2K21 next gen. If you feel like I left out builds that was better than what I listed in the video, let me know in the comment section down below, because I want to know what I missed. But anyway, that's going to do it for the video. If you made it to the end, I appreciate y'all for watching. I would appreciate it if y'all left a like on the video, or, shared or subscribe down below. You ain't got to do all 3, but, if you did one of the 3, I really appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to do all 3, I would appreciate that even more, because when you like the video and all that stuff, it helps my channel grow. And when it helps my channel grow, I can put out better content. So, yeah. Do one of the 3 or something like that. But anyway, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. The next one should be, like I said earlier, about the AI takeover and all that stuff probably, but stay tuned. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for watching for like the 3rd time, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. And until next time, I'm out.